Couple of items of news from the previous turn. I actually found the doorbell fleet up here. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting that they'd be further south, maybe trying to attack something like Marcus or Wake or something like that, but they are up here, and I don't know where they're going. It's possibly heading up to Dutch Harbor? I really don't know. In any event, they are absolutely terrifying. That's 7 battleships there. Let me just confirm that. Yeah, 7 battleships and a destroyer. That is not something we really want to deal with on the surface. Other than that, Port Moresby is ferociously well defended, so not looking forward to dealing with that. But we do have way more planes than they do, so we can at least bomb them a little bit. But our bombers did terrible against the infantry forces there, so this could be a tough nut to crack. But I'm going to give it a try. I think I can do it. What do I have in this fleet? I know I have at least 1 battleship, and I do have some cruisers, so that actually helps a lot, but let's go ahead and see if we can get these guys into range. Yeah, well, that's just a matter of opinion, really. I mean... Oh, you son of a bitch. Does that work? And then, like that? There you go. And that should put us well within range. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so I'm actually going to try to take out planes in my next attack there. With my planes, that is. So, that's really pretty much it. I have to see if I can figure out where that 9th fleet is going, and otherwise I'm going to try to take Moresby this turn. I won't be able to take it this turn, but I'm going to attack it. That's what I meant, just to clarify. So we're all on the same page here. We good? Good. We have a bit of a dilemma on our hands here. We have this 9th fleet here, the battleship fleet, and it is close enough for these 2 fleets to attack. So I've decided to actually go ahead and have them attack. The problem, though, is that they are very underpowered by comparison. They mostly can damage them with torpedoes, which is fantastic. I mean, that works just fine, but I don't like their odds of survival because even though the enemy has terrible accuracy, they do have 7 battleships in that fleet, so I don't like their chances. I have ordered airstrikes on that fleet as well, so hopefully that'll put a dent in them, but that's going to be tough. Not sure how this is going to go, but we do have to sink that fleet. It is very, very menacing. I don't think the enemy even knows where it's supposed to be going, too. It looks like they just kind of edged a little bit towards Dutch Harbor, because I think last turn they were down here. They didn't move very far at all. So, I'm pretty sure that's their target, Dutch Harbor, but they're not making very good progress towards it, and right now they're in the jaws of a mighty trap. It's unfortunate that this fleet couldn't get over there quicker. I did move them down, thinking that they would be maybe stationary, I guess. I don't know why I moved that fleet there, come to think of it. Huh. Oh well. We should be able to catch them, though, with this fleet, hopefully. It would be really, really super duper. But yeah, as it stands, we're attacking with some very, 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 very underpowered ships. So, keep your fingers crossed for them, folks. So we're about to attack these battleships with, I guess we'll call them our destroyer flotilla. But as you can see, some of their ships are missing. How did that happen? Well, that's because of some surprisingly effective air attacks. We sunk, what would it be? 1 battleship, 1 destroyer, and badly damaged another. So that's pretty decent. I'll take that. But they still have a pretty long row to hoe. Our destroyers do. We have to sink 6 battleships with torpedoes, basically. So I think we can do it, but it's gonna entail some losses for sure. So wish me luck, and wish them luck, even though they don't really exist. I don't know. Might make you feel good. So it turns out my fears were pretty much completely unjustified. We did lose a destroyer, but they lost an everything. We sunk an entire fleet of battleships. Wait, what's happening? I had my eyes closed. It's Port Moresby, okay. I mean, we sunk an entire fleet of battleships with destroyers in trivial fashion. Like, there was no challenge there. They landed 1 hit, which sunk that 1 destroyer, but their gunnery is just so awful that I can basically guaranteed win just about any naval battle that the game throws at me because the AI is so poor and the RNG is so poor, or I guess it hates, the RNG hates the AI, amazingly. What kind of game is that? I don't know. I mean, it tempts me to say that the game is kind of broken, because I mean, this is supposed to be the highest difficulty of the game, and yet I'm able to sink ships on a whim, basically. So it just is kind of confounding, especially because right now I'm going to be attacking a base that has infantry, and the enemy's infantry, because of the difficulty settings, they're ludicrously powerful. So it's like, it's a weird compensation. Like, even though the game is supposed to be as difficult as possible for me, elements of it are facile. There's no challenge whatsoever. But meanwhile, this is going to be brutally difficult. So I don't know. I guess I don't like the balance, perhaps, would be the way to put it. I don't know. I still love this game, but I just... I mean, the fact that that happened is a bit much. So meanwhile, I'm going to be trying to shell these divisions of troops at Moresby. I don't like our odds here. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and... Yeah, well, we only have 2 ships that I'm really concerned about. I might not even land these Marines there. In fact, I definitely won't. Because there's no sense in it. They'll just get completely annihilated by these. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have the ships shell the land troops and from a distance and try to weaken them a bit so that we can actually take this base eventually. But like I say, I mean, this is just so... It's like a complete pendulum swing. Like, we go from utterly crushing the enemy ships to cowering in fear at the sight of their land troops. I don't know. It's just kind of a weird situation. It's kind of what's... I wouldn't say bothered me about this playthrough, but just kind of left me scratching my head a little bit about the difficulty of it. So, anywho, we'll set about attacking these troops here at Port Moresby. Oh shit. You sneaky bastards. Where did you get a fleet? Oh, that's adorable. Oh, but that's fucked up. They have transports there. Shit, they could be landing troops here and I could lose Seattle. I am somewhat embarrassed. I should have left a fleet here to kind of keep an eye on things. That is actually part of my orders. Barkerov wants me to keep that supply line open, and I am not doing that by allowing this fleet to just sail up to Seattle unimpeded. Oh boy. Well, I won't watch because I don't have anything there. I'm just gonna have to keep my fingers crossed that they don't land troops. They did not land troops because they don't have any. That was extremely lucky. Oh boy. Well, I'm gonna have to dispatch a fleet over there, or 2. There is a fleet that's... They're not super close, I'll be honest. But I do need to get them over there. Because we do need to sink all of the ships. Surprisingly, we haven't lost any troops in that battle. That's amazing. But they only lost 3, so... Oh well. You know what? Hang on a second. What's this? How? Why? How did that happen? We did have an air attack on the P.T.O, but it didn't take... It took very little damage. Well, what the fuck? RNG? I'm sure I just got a bad dice roll there. Sometimes a ship will sink because it was damaged in a air battle or land battle, for that matter. I also told these guys to shell this base, but... Oh, it was because... Okay, that didn't happen because of the air attack. That's right. Well, shit. We don't have any air cover for this fleet anymore. Not that I could have... Well, I can't use it this turn. Well, it was an oversight on my part. One of many. Crap. On the other hand, we can launch an air attack on the enemy unimpeded because it's raining there. So, that's good news, I guess. But, meanwhile, let's not lose focus here. We need to get a fleet over to Seattle. That 5th fleet looks pretty likely. Let's see what they are composed of. That will do very nicely, and I'd like to send another one over there just for insurance. Alright, so yeah, we're going to send them over, and we're also going to send another fleet over to deal with that obnoxious little fleet that showed up. Wait, is that even a good course? Well, I'll figure that part out off screen. We'll send this fleet over along with a unknown fleet. This guy looks like Piston Honda. I just realized. Kind of. Not really. I mean, no person really looks like Piston Honda. He just has a very... You know what? Never mind. Let's just stop talking about Punch-Out characters in reference to P.T.O. 2 admirals. Let's go ahead and kill that fleet, why don't we? So as far as I remember, this is the only thing that I've really ordered to happen. On the 25th, I'm going to be shelling Port Moresby, but I think that that's going to be about it. I'm going to do this manually just so that I can inflict maximum casualties. But that's boring, so I'll just show you guys the aftermath once I'm done. So we managed to destroy one division, which was already weakened, I guess, and we put a dent in another one, so that's not too bad. And oh yeah, we have another thing planned. We're going to be attacking Atu with my cruisers, I guess. I think I have 4 cruisers that'll be available for this, and 3 destroyers, but I try not to use them, just because they can actually get shot and sunk. So again, I'm going to be manually controlling this. Going to be super boring, won't make you watch it. We'll report in with the results. You know the drill. Did a little chunk of damage on them. Might take a few turns to actually take that. And it looks like that annoying fleet is back in Seattle. I don't know why. That is a different fleet. So... that's fun. Let's just go ahead and hope that they don't have any Marines. Well, we just simply didn't hope hard enough, did we, folks? Whoops-a-daisy. Oh, no. Oh, well. That's actually not that big of a deal, because we do have a fleet headed that way. Should be able to take them out, and we do have our Marines headed back there. Slowly but surely, I do have them leaving Montreal because it sucks over there. No offense to the good citizens in Montreal. Go Habs. But there's nothing for us there, no. There's no airbase, so I can't bomb anything over there. It's highly frustrating. So yeah, I'm just moving my Marines back at this point. Now, with that said, as we've learned, the enemy is just absolutely terrifying on the land, so we're going to have to just wait until our fleet shows up there, and I'm just going to bomb them, or shell them, whatever works. Actually, have I moved my Marines? I moved them like one town over, that's right. So they haven't really been moving very much. Oh, they're over here. Well, that is kind of a disaster then. It's not a disaster, it just sucks. We have to get them out of Montreal, out of Toronto and then Montreal, and then back all the way across Canada, which will take us more than a month, or more than the end of the month. So that'll be a predicament that is left in the lap of our next highly capable commander. For now, I'm going to move them as far as I can, back to Seattle, which was wrongfully taken from us. They do still apparently have some teeny tiny little fleets that can do teeny tiny little bits of damage to us. So no, you can't. Don't do it. There you go. So I'll try to rectify that little situation, and yeah, I'll report back to you guys with the results of the upcoming turns. Excuse me. Where the fuck did you come from? That's appalling. I was moving this fleet over to help with the Seattle nonsense. We've fully detected them now. We know that they have 1 carrier, 3 battleships. God. Who are you? Who do you work for? God damn it. This is really frustrating. Are they in actual gunnery range? They're not in range of that fleet. The other one they might be, and that's actually more disconcerting, because that's the one with our good carriers in it. Oh, good. It's just the best. Let's do an airstrike for sure. This is just a disastrous turn of events. Not that happy about this, gotta be honest. But we will launch an airstrike on him and just try our best. We don't really have very much force in the area to deal with this. I moved a fleet out of Dutch, well, there's a fleet in Dutch Harbor that is moving towards Seattle. I'm gonna have to redirect them down here because that sucks. And then this fleet is up here. I was gonna have them resupply because I was overconfident that we had dealt with everything, but of course this is one with carriers in it. Good stuff. Good times. Yes, this blows. We're gonna try to do what we can against these guys, though. And meanwhile, we did shell Port Moresby and Attu last turn with very little impact. Actually, Port Moresby, they swapped out a division of Marines, so I think that they moved them back to Australia or something like that, which is really super. Good move by the AI to get some fresh troops in there, but it's gonna be just an absolute blast trying to take that, I can tell. Let's launch a strike if we can. Let's see. I think this is the fleet, though, that has only fighters, really? They have barely anything. Let's not do that. Let's just forget about that. That's not even worth using the planes. Okay. Well, we'll launch the one airstrike and just try to hold them off, I guess. We'll see how that goes. So as it turns out, they have a terrible fleet formation. You can see that they have their carrier in the lead, which is never a good idea. We're going to probably be able to sink it, although with that said, our fighter composition, well, our plane composition is terrible. We have mostly fighters, which can't really sink ships. So I'll order us through this. Again, we really are not adequately equipped to attack this fleet, but I'm going to give it a whirl anyways and see how it goes. So, well, you might have missed that. We did sink the light carrier in that group, but we lost about 30 planes, which was about half our Air Force. I learned on the first wave that our torpedo bombers are terrible. They are so bad, or at least they were really bad in that particular engagement. Let's you know, be reasonable here. But they were so bad that they have affected my feelings of all torpedo bombers the world over. They have made me a torpedo bomber racist, and that is just an ugly, ugly thing. I am going to go ahead and command this fleet in their attack on Attu, meanwhile, and try to purge myself of my improper feelings, which is normally a phrase that I utter under other circumstances. But I guess in terms of racism towards ships, hey, why not? What am I even talking about? Let's bombard this hapless division. That'll be it for Attu. We have finally taken it back. Again. So now we have to contend with that fleet that's in the area. Try to figure out where they are, because I did manage to lose them this turn. And meanwhile, we're going to shell Seattle. Let's take a quick gander at that little situation, which has become not a situation. They have withdrawn. So, good for them. I'll go ahead and tell my fleets to just lay off and not bomb valuable supplies. Just tell everybody to withdraw. Go ahead and retreat, boys. That'll do. So, hopefully I can get my Marines over there quickly to take the city back. We didn't end up actually shelling Port Moresby this turn because my ships got scared away by their mean, nasty planes. Speaking of which, I've been forgetting to order bombing raids on Moresby again. Crap whistle. Well, I'll try to remember going forward. So I think that the enemy is actually reinforcing Moresby, and I actually come to think of it, that comment needs a little bit more context, because it's now the 31st, and you all know what that means, but bear with me while I explain what I'm trying to get at here. It looked like they were actually withdrawing from Moresby based on the previous couple of turns, which I didn't show you because they were dumb, and I was, you know, developing some hope that the enemy might be actually withdrawing from there, which would be intelligent of them, because they would actually, you know, they're losing there. They're going to lose troops, not necessarily as a result of fighting my land troops. Because as you can see, as you just saw there, land combat, boy howdy, it is not good for us. But my fleets, what's going on here? Oh, that's another attack at Buna or whatever. Oh god, and it's with tanks. They're just, it's just explosions everywhere. It's horrible. Oh god. What was I saying? But yeah, I mean, eventually my fleet is going to destroy whatever's there. However, that's going to have to wait until next month, because as you can see, it's time. Oh boy! Look at that. We got the Fuyutsuki joining us. Meanwhile, the Americans probably have like 5 carriers joining them. I don't know. Probably nothing quite that extreme, but I imagine that they're going to get a sizable number of replacements. Certainly something enough to constitute an actual fleet. Augmenting perhaps that other fleet that we just discovered. So that sucks. But we get a single destroyer. Wow, good for us. However, really the more salient point here is that it's budget time. And with budget time comes conference time. Oh yes indeed. So next time on Let's Play P.T.O. 2 together, we'll be playing cards together. Oh, joy of joys. See you guys then.